What's the deal, y'all? This your man King Gary, the media assassin, coming at y'all with another video. So I want to tell y'all about Dead Prez's Let's Be Free album, which is possibly one of my all-time favorites. Now, see, look at what was going on in 98. You had DMX and Jay-Z running this shit, right? So we going into 1998, which was considered the year where everybody wanted to put things behind them. We talking about the beefs. Everybody was more unified. Bill Clinton made the game more comfortable, so to speak. You had Ice Cube becoming the Don Mega. Niggas wasn't angry anymore. You know what I mean? Everybody was unified and focusing on getting money. So we have Dead Prez coming in, bringing that balance back, which was to focus on the struggle. Because, see, in the midst of flossing and paper chasing, we lost our essence of struggle. We lost sight of what real pain really was. And that's what Dead Prez was bringing back. Going back to when I first heard hip-hop for the first time. That song there was empowering. To me, that was one of the hardest songs ever. Dave Chappelle even used that joint on his intro. You know what I mean? So going back, we breaking it down, man, and you looking at the cover. The cover of it was very iconic, man. Them niggas had it was like a armed village of Africans preparing to go to war. They had, rifles. They was holding rifles, like they was ready to go to war against oppression, and they tried to censor that, And I remember going back with Dead Prez. I remember them on the Loud tape. They had like a Loud mixtape that had some joints up there. And that right there brought me on to them. They had songs like Money, the Root of All Evil, Food, Clothes, Shelter. It was what hip-hop needed at the time, man. It was hard-hitting. It was unapologetic. It was in-your-face type shit. Because, see, 1998 was the year niggas was back in the streets. 1999 was the year hip-hop was starting to get scary again. You had 50 Cent dropping How to Rob. You had Eminem pissing off America. You had Screwball, big shout out to my boys, dropping Who Shot Rudy. And you had Dead Prez out there dropping It's Hip Hop. It was a war cry for change. Because what they was talking about on that song, they was talking about how the labels were treating the artists like slave. They was saying they was running crackers down to City Hall. The Giuliani laws influenced a lot of this shift that was going on. Then you look into the intro, one of the GOAT intros of that album. It was from a freedom fighter who go by the name of Amali Yashatella, I believe. It was comparing wolves to the vicious animalistic practices of oppressors. These guys was kicking some shit on this album, man. I mean, they was shitting on the school system. What they schools, they was shitting on the government, the police brutality. But two of my favorite songs, believe it or not, on that album was not even the angry ones. It was the ones that was smooth. We talk about happiness. We talk about mind sex. That was two of my favorite ones because, they gave great, vibrant, feel-good energy through that song. Then you had Propaganda, which talked about the fake news media. I mean, you had the production, which was handled by Lord Jamar, Stickman, big shout out to them. Even weirdo Kanye, but this was Kanye at the time he was getting in the game. Then you even had Prodigy talking about drinking water and eating veggies and stuff. This album was so heavy, man. BET actually banned that shit from, especially the Day Schools video. They banned that shit from BET for a minute. But man, Dead Prez, what was impressive about that production too, man. That production was incredible. They was using live instruments and drums. They weren't using a lot of hip hop break beats per se, but that album was so incredible, man. It's one of my favorites. So big shout out to them, man. We actually have an interview with them on the channel too. I think it was one of the members that we interviewed a while back. I think it was Stick, man. We got an interview with him. So big shout out to him, man. And big shout out to M1. I mean, for putting together one of the most powerful hip-hop albums. Big shout out to Loud Records, Steve Rifkin. One thing, people talk shit about Steve Rifkin, but Steve Rifkin, he ain't afraid to go all out for his artists, man. He was a Paulite for the culture. Niggas can sit there and talk that culture vulture shit, man. Steve Rifkin was fighting for the culture for real, man. We Talk about for Wu-Tang. We talk about the Alcoholics. We talking about Big Pun and the Terror Squad. We talk about 3-6 Mafia, MOP, Exhibit. I mean, good God Almighty, man. So big salute to Loud Records, man. So let me know what you guys think of the video. Subscribe, hit the like button, holler at your boy.